Thank everybody for coming out today to the Pennsylvania State Council of Farm Organizations educational session. Today we have Sara Gligora with us, and she's a special assistant to workforce development. And she's going to talk about agricultural workforce initiatives and strategies, past, present, and future. Sara, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for having me today. As mentioned, my name is Sara Gligora, and I'm the Special Assistant for Workforce Development and Central Regional Director here at the Department of Agriculture. I'm super excited to be here and to talk to you all about the many workforce needs and challenges of the ag industry. Today, we're going to touch a little bit on the economic impact of the agricultural industry, and we'll discuss a few of the department's initiatives and strategies to address these workforce needs. We will also discuss the workforce development system and how employers and stakeholders can benefit from it. So I'd first like to start by showing a quick video that I like to share with any presentations that I do, specifically with folks not familiar with the agricultural industry, to help them understand the true impact and need within the industry. So let me see if I can get this to play. There we go. And I don't know if it's popping up on your screen.
I see it, Sara, but it doesn't look okay. There we go.
Okay.
Sara, I'm not hearing the sound on my end.
Okay. Sorry. The sound, they didn't really say anything. It was just music. So hopefully you were able to actually see the screen there. So as you can see, there's real need within the ag industry. And there it goes. It starts playing. All right. So as you can see, that slide, I think, nicely illustrates the impact and need within ag. And as I'd mentioned, I really like to share that with presentations that I do for folks that aren't familiar with ag that really, we want to bring this point home to them. So as you know, I'm sure you're aware, agriculture is a critical industry with critical workforce needs, and we must address these needs to ensure the continued success of Pennsylvania agriculture. To clearly illustrate the role that the industry plays, the department has helped commission two economic impact studies, one in 2018 and one in 2021, in collaboration with the Team Pennsylvania Foundation. These studies found the agriculture industry in Pennsylvania has a $132.5 billion annual economic impact, and that it supports more than 590,000 jobs. Agriculture supports 1 out of every 10 jobs in Pennsylvania. So this study, clearly helped show how diverse the industry is and how crucial it is to the economic success of the state. The department's been able to use this data and from the studies and has worked closely with industry to identify our workforce needs. So we've worked with other state agencies to hold stakeholder listening sessions, created and dispersed surveys to really get input on what the workforce needs are, what are common challenges, and what are some issues that we are able to address. When we speak with the industry and stakeholders, we hear of some common challenges that the industry experiences. First, there's often a misconception of what a career in agriculture is. When we talk to folks, they're saying that, a career in agriculture is just a job on the farm. But as you know, there's way more to it than that. There's a lot of skill and knowledge needed to be successful in the ag industry. And there's also folks who overlook the various other ag occupations and opportunities that exist. This misconception is held across the board, and we commonly say that ag has a bit of an identity issue. This misconception also plays into a lack of awareness of the different career opportunities that exist. Educators, parents, guidance counselors, career counselors may often be unaware of the various opportunities in agriculture, and they're not guiding their students or job seekers to the industry. Another major hurdle issue that we hear of has been the disconnect between the agriculture and the workforce system. The workforce system has various programs and opportunities that may benefit agriculture employers and growers, but many times the industry struggles to utilize the programs. Industry is often unaware of all of the available workforce development opportunities. We found many employers who, when asked, are unfamiliar with what PA CareerLink is. And if they have interacted with Pennsylvania CareerLink or the workforce system, they found it hard to navigate. On the other hand, we found that workforce development professionals and the workforce development system is also unaware of the various opportunities that exist within agriculture. Many professionals, workforce professionals who are familiar with agriculture, think of the H-2A and H-2B visa programs, but are not familiar with the other occupations and other needs of the industry. In line with this disconnect has been difficulty recruiting and retaining workers. Ag, like all industries, is experiencing major labor shortages. Unemployment is at the lowest it's been, but there are still numerous positions that need to be filled. It's hard for employers in all industries to find people with the necessary skills to fill their open positions, and this has been the same experience for ag. So we have focused our strategies and initiatives at the department around these common challenges. Our strategies have included increasing collaboration with other state agencies like the Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry and the Pennsylvania Department of Education. We've also been working hard to expand the various job training programs that exist within ag. We've been working with the Pennsylvania Commission for Agricultural Education Excellence to help identify gaps in education and training. And then we've also been working to increase awareness of the ag career opportunities. And finally, working hard to ensure access to seasonal farm labor through the H-2A and H-2B visa programs. So, as I mentioned, there has been a large focus on the job training programs. One of our main focuses at the department has been on increasing the amount of these programs and help expanding these opportunities. One such program type we focused on is apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship. We found that these programs are an alternative to a 2 or 4 year degree and really give individuals who are interested in agriculture the opportunity to learn more and gain hands-on experiences that are making them successful in the industry. So we currently have 8 apprenticeship programs. That's our diversified vegetable grower apprenticeship with PASA, a dairy grazing apprenticeship program with PASA, the ag equipment tech apprenticeship program with the Northeast Equipment Dealers, a landscape management apprenticeship program, a butcher apprenticeship program with Penn State, 2 groundskeeper apprenticeship programs, and our newest addition, a dairy herds manager program with the Center for Dairy Excellence. These programs have all been extremely successful and have helped develop workers who are skilled and have the needs of industry and employers. I know a few of these programs with the butcher apprenticeship program, graduates have gone on to open their own businesses and have been very successful. We have also focused on pre-apprenticeship as a tool to offer some additional on-the-job training. And pre-apprenticeship really helps to create a pathway to apprenticeship and future careers in ag, and allows employers and training providers to reach younger participants or participants who have no experience in the industry. So it really gives them a foot in the door to learn about ag and learn about the various occupations within the industry. We do have 2 state registered agricultural pre-apprenticeship programs, and that's the Diversified Vegetable Grower Program with PASA, and then another Ag Equipment Tech pre-apprenticeship program, once again with the Northeast Equipment Dealers. So in addition to apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship, we have also been focused on and looking into other training opportunities to help within the industry. We've been able to use Pennsylvania Farm Bill grants to support some of this work. So we have our Ag and Youth grants, which has helped develop education and workforce development opportunities for youth in ag. We've seen these grants be used to create youth summer programs, internships, conferences, you name it. These grants have really been able to support and do a lot of good in the community when it comes to career exploration within ag. Additionally, the Ag Ed Commission has been working hard to ensure access to ag education training programs for students across the state, and continuously works to ensure these programs are meeting industry needs and standards. We believe that creating more training programs and opportunities will help create a pathway into the industry and will help create a pipeline of skilled workers that are able to meet the needs of employers. We are always interested and open to learning about new training needs. If you become familiar with a need in the industry, a training that might help educators, anything like that, we ask that you reach out to us and share that information. So in addition to creating and expanding these opportunities, a great deal of our work has involved increasing awareness of the various career opportunities within ag. So we've been working to address the misconception that I discussed earlier of what a career in ag is, and working hard to show kids, their families, teachers, the public, what all agriculture entails. We've also been working hard to share the different career opportunities and openings with the workforce development system and educators so they can share these openings with job seekers or other participants. So ag is not just a job on the farm. There are many skills and techniques and knowledge it's needed to be successful in the industry, and many occupations that directly or indirectly support ag. So our focus has been on elevating that. We've helped host and support numerous career exploration events throughout the state. You may be familiar with our Farm City Day event, which is targeted to youth who may not always come in contact with agriculture, to give them the opportunity to learn about careers and to see what all agriculture entails. We've also worked very closely and helped support and elevate an ag careers website. This site provides information on various ag careers and training opportunities. The site links to scholarship opportunities, to all of our apprenticeship programs. So it's a really great resource for tool for teachers and educators. We share this with our career coaches and counselors so that if they have a student come in who's interested, let's say in a career outdoors, they can go to this site and see what ag occupations kind of meet their needs. And it's also a great resource for employers. If you have a job opportunity, if you have a training or something you'd like to share, it can be shared to that website. And as you can see, there is a link here on this slide, which I will share after the presentation, where you can check out the website. And I really, even if you don't have anyone to share with, I suggest taking a look. There's some really cool occupations, interviews with folks in those positions, just a really great resource. So another large critical component of our workforce focus has been on seasonal farm labor. As you likely know, a critical piece of Pennsylvania's agricultural workforce is the H-2A visa program. The H-2A program helps producers secure workers that are critical to their operations. The H-2A and H-2B programs are federal programs that are processed and administered by the Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry at the state level. PDA does assist with the program by doing the housing inspections for the farm labor camps. We also have been working closely with labor and industry to provide industry feedback and to just really ensure that they're meeting the needs of our ag employers and workers. So as you can see in this table, the H-2A program continues to grow. There is high demand for the program and for H-2A workers. The data in this table for 2023 was last reported in March. So as you can see, about halfway through the federal fiscal year, there were 195 H-2A applications submitted. So at that time, labor and industry was expecting to double the total amount from past years. So this just really shows there is a critical need for H-2A, for the H-2A program, and it's really important that we provide feedback to the U.S. Department of Labor to ensure that the program meets the needs of both employers and workers. We know that it can be challenging for employers to navigate the program, so we're really working hard to advocate and also provide education on what exactly the program entails. So we do try to stay on top of proposed changes, new opportunities that might affect the H-2A program and share that. So one of the current programs and opportunities available is the Farm Labor Stabilization and Protection Pilot Program. That's the second link that you see here. This is a really exciting opportunity for our H-2A producers that I think many of them can benefit from. So this grant pilot is going to make a total of $65 million available to H-2A growers. Awards range from $25,000 to $2 million, and they will go directly to the grower or producer. So the grant is open until the end of the month, and according to USDA, the grant will provide support for agricultural employers in implementing robust labor standards to promote a safe, healthy work environment for both U.S. workers and workers hired from Northern Central American countries under the seasonal H-2A program. So the program is going to address workforce needs specifically related to the H-2A program. It's going to promote a safe and healthy work environment for farm workers, and it's also going to aim to support expansion of lawful migration pathways for workers, including workers from Northern Central American countries. So there's a lot of great work that can be done through this pilot. And if you're interested in getting more information on that, maybe some technical assistance, just follow the link that I have here. We have been working closely with employers and growers interested in the program to help them kind of navigate the grant process and to connect them with the right people. So if you're interested or know someone who's interested, please feel free to send them our way, and we will make sure they get the information that they need. Another opportunity with the H-2A program currently is a U.S. Department of Labor proposed rule called Improving Protections for Workers in Temporary Ag Employment. Now, this rule proposes changes that would provide additional worker protections. The rule is open for public comment until next Tuesday, November 14th. The public comment period is a really great opportunity for employers and stakeholders to share their thoughts and feedbacks on this rule and other proposed rules. So for more information on the proposed rule and to submit comments, you can visit this first link here on the slide. Once again, I will be sharing all these slides so you'll have access to these links. So the department really is dedicated to assisting employers. As I mentioned, this is a federal program. So at the state level, we are just here to support you, make the connections to the right people. So if at any time you ever have any issues, questions, please feel free to reach out to myself and the department. We might not have the answer, but we will be able to connect you with somebody who does. Additionally, Labor and Industries Office of Foreign Labor Certification can be a great resource as well. The unit processes the PA, H2A, and H2B applications, so they can help provide some guidance and insight. And their email address is copied here. So the H2A program is just one example of a workforce program. It, like many of the workforce programs, is a federal program that the state helps to administer. There are numerous workforce programs and opportunities that could benefit the agricultural industry. But as I alluded to here in the beginning, there's often a disconnect between the industry and the workforce system, which keeps ag employers and stakeholders from fully accessing these opportunities. So to address this, we've really been working hard to connect the industry with the workforce system at both the state and local levels. So to understand where to go and how to utilize your local workforce resources, it is really helpful to understand some of the basics of the workforce system. The public workforce system is a network of federal, state, and local government-funded agencies and programs that provide services to workers, job seekers, and employers. These boards and the workforce systems provide services ranging from job search assistance, career readiness training, service for employers, and more. The state's workforce system has been established through a federal law called the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, or lovingly called WIOA. So the majority of this funding does come from the federal government. Many of the workforce activities and initiatives that you see carried out across the state are carried out by the local workforce development boards. So there are 22 local workforce development boards covering the state. And I will try to share my screen. There's a really helpful map that shows you and kind of explains where all these boards are. Let me try to find that here quickly. Okay, I'm having trouble finding that, but we do have that in one of the resources that I'll just share with you at the end. So there's 22 different workforce development boards, and the boards cover the various workforce development areas. So it's really helpful and critical if you do have workforce issues, you are trying to work with the workforce system in your area to identify where your local board is. Those boards oversee the career link offices in your area, and most of the federal and state funding is going to go through these boards. Each area and board has their own policies, procedures, and priorities. So if you have a program that is run statewide, you'll find that when you work with different areas, they may have some different policies. So it's really important to just have a connection in that area. The boards are required to include representatives and stakeholders from the local community to ensure that the needs of business is communicated and considered when crafting training programs and other opportunities. So knowing your local workforce system, including your local workforce board and the various Pennsylvania CareerLink offices, is really key to navigating the workforce system. As I mentioned, they are going to know what the local policies are, what local funding opportunities they have. So if you would come to us here at the department looking for some specific workforce funding, the first step we would do is be to help connect you with your local board and also maybe your local CareerLink office. So I just suggest, to everyone, take a look at this map, which I will share the link with you, and identify your workforce area and who your board is, and then go from there. So another key player in the workforce system is the Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry, or L&I, who I've mentioned a few times already. So the majority of federal workforce funds goes through L&I, who then disperses it to the local level or the local workforce development boards. L&I has statewide oversight of the workforce system. They help establish policies and procedures for the local boards to follow. We have been working really hard to engage labor and industry and to ensure that agriculture has a seat at the table when it comes to workforce opportunities. We advocate on behalf of the industry to ensure that the unique needs of agriculture are realized. and to ensure that opportunities going forward align with the needs of our ag employers. So the department has a seat on the state's Workforce Development Board, which includes leaders from all the local workforce boards and various state agencies. The department has successfully advocated to have agriculture recognized as a critical industry by the Department of Labor and Industry and the workforce system. This is a huge win for us. This will then have the local areas, the local workforce development boards also recognize ag and hopefully allow for some more opportunities for ag employers and job seekers. We've also created a new agriculture committee that is part of this state board. The committee is comprised of agriculture stakeholders, including growers and producers, training providers, and more. So this committee is really charged with elevating ag's workforce needs and making recommendations on how to address them. This is a great opportunity for anybody who is interested. This is an open committee. So if you have some workforce issues, needs, if you have thoughts on potential programs or initiatives, you're more than welcome to join this committee and provide some insight. So if you are interested in that, please feel free to reach out to me. So as you can see, and as you may be aware of, the workforce system is complex. There's many levels to navigate, but once you understand or at least know who your local workforce board is and where your CareerLink offices are, you may find it easier to navigate some of these programs and identify some opportunities that may benefit you. So there are a number of employer services that are available through the Pennsylvania CareerLink. These include things like assistance with recruitment through job postings and candidate searches, funding to support on-the-job training and training for current workers, connections with local service providers, organizations, job seekers, and a lot more. So in addition to these services provided by the CareerLink, your local workforce development board will also be a major tool for you. The board is often aware of the additional opportunities that may be available or may apply to you. They can also help make connections and refer you to other organizations in the community, such as your local economic development agency, your small business development center, or other nonprofit groups that might be able to provide some assistance. As many ag employers and stakeholders are unaware of the services through the workforce development system, we have found that workforce professionals may also be unaware of the unique needs of ag and the opportunities that do exist. At the state level, we are working hard to connect with and educate the workforce system on these issues and ensuring that funding and opportunities do include ag. But there may be a need for you and other ag employers in your area to educate and work with your local workforce system to teach them about the needs that you have. They may not fully understand, the occupations that exist, skill sets that are needed. So there may be a need for you to advocate to that. We have found that the workforce system is often very open to supporting agriculture. They just sometimes don't know what needs exist and what they can do. So you can work with your board to help elevate this. And as always, if you have trouble navigating the workforce system at any level, state or local, we are here to help. We can connect you with the right people and help elevate any of the challenges or issues that you're experiencing. Also, if you need help identifying your local board, finding a CareerLink office, we can also assist you with that. So on this slide, I do have some additional links. This is a link to the Workforce Development Board map that I mentioned, and then also a link to the Pennsylvania CareerLink site. I encourage you to take a look at both of them to learn a little bit more about the workforce system and the different opportunities that do exist. So as you can see here, there are many components to the department's workforce development initiatives. There are workforce needs across the board facing all of the industry. We see needs from everything for large animal vet techs to needs for butcher and ag equipment techs and more. There is no one-size-fits-all solution, but the department has been working hard to identify these numerous strategies to address labor needs across the industry. We focused on creating more trainings and educational programs to help create the next generation of agricultural workers and to increase awareness of all of these opportunities within ag. And we're working closely with other state agencies to elevate and ensure that we have a seat at the table in workforce conversation. Progress does take time, but we are making huge strides and the momentum continues to build. We have gotten those outside of agriculture to realize just how critical the industry is, and in turn, the crucial need to address workforce shortages. The department will continue to focus our work around these strategies and initiatives, and we're here, as I said, to advocate for the industry and employers and workers in the agricultural industry to help them navigate the workforce system. So once again, we are here to help you. If at any time that you experience challenges or barriers or have ideas or possible solutions for some of these issues we mentioned, we would love to hear from you. My contact information and email is here, and this QR code also takes you to our agricultural workforce development site on the department's website. So that is all for me, and if we have time, I guess we can open it up for some questions.
Thank you, Sarah. That's great. Who has questions or comments? Everyone's being shy. Tim, do you have anything to share? I know you'd been active with, I think, the apprenticeship starting with the Northeast dealerships.
Well, yeah, thank you, Lizzie. I would just say that Sarah is an extraordinary resource, and I would encourage everyone to take advantage of her offer to help. She and Secretary Redding and their office has been a tremendous resource for us in helping register both apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship programs. I think for me, the most exciting thing is the pre-apprenticeship program, where you can really expand your potential recruitment base and get the individuals into your businesses, get them hired, show them what agriculture really is and the opportunities that are here. And I just want to say again, thanks to Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for taking the time today, and also for your help with our programming, and she's really gone the extra mile for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Tim. And Tim and his program are a great example of, how reaching out, connecting, sharing the needs that you have, and working with a system can really benefit you. They've done a lot of great work, and I'm excited to continue working with Tim and the apprenticeship program.
Anyone else? Okay. If no one else has any comments, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Sarah, I just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day to do this. This educational session will be posted on our YouTube channel and can be found at pscfo.org. So if you need any help with that, you can always reach out to me. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.